Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Zach Collins and this is Financial Education. For those of you that don't know me, what is my background? I was a financial advisor in my past, fully licensed, fully FISA compliant, specializing in super and non-super investments. I'm not licensed anymore, but I would love to get my license back one day. I left the industry as I couldn't stand the owner of the business and I've got no interest in sales. I mean, it's not all sales, but my passion is to help people, not to sell various managed funds or insurance products. These days, I work in tax and compliance. Today, we'll be going into contract laws. In Australia, people try to get around their legal obligations by using contractors or classifying themselves as contractors. Today, I'll be showing you how it actually works. The most dangerous part about contractors is when a business tries to employ you on the basis that you are an external contractor. You come and you do a specific task, and you're not considered a proper employee. Does this remind you of anything? This sort of strategy is used a lot by gig economy employers. Think your Uber, Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Lyfts of the world. These larger organizations will say, we don't need to pay you a living wage. We don't need to pay you for sick and annual leave. We don't need to pay you superannuation because you don't work for us. You're just a contractor. Now, smaller companies do something similar. However, they treat you like an actual employee while claiming that you're a contractor just to keep you off the books. When they do that, it's called sham contracting. What is a sham contractor? Well, when you're a contractor, you're employed to do a specific job. Think your plumber. You call them up and they replace the taps or the sink or the toilet, whatever the issue is. Then they leave. Think of the electrician. They might wire up the house or replace some outlets, fix the lights in the living room. That for some reason they've gone all dodge on you. Think of an IT contractor that you hire to build you out a website or to modernize the cybersecurity of your server. The guy that replaces the machines when they break. Now, think about the delivery driver for your local Domino's or Pizza Hut that will come in, work for 3 to 4 hours at a time, driving to various houses to deliver the pizza for the company. Do these all sound like contractors to you, or do some of them sound like employees? All of these scenarios have been treated like contractors. However, it has been found that examples like the final one with the in-house delivery driver is actually that of an employee and not that of a contractor. It doesn't need to be just this. You can be an electrician and work for a company. And while you might be a contractor, if you were the one to get the call and you're the one deciding to do the odd jobs, when you're working for a central employer and they are the one providing you with work, in that scenario, you're not a contractor, you're an employee. The ATO has some good information around this. I'll link it in the description below. However, there are 7 key factors that help differentiate whether you're a contractor or an employee. So, number 1, does the business or the worker control how or when they work? 2, integration. Does the worker serve in the business? Are they progressing your business or their business? 3, remuneration. Are they based on time worked, price, so per item or commission, or are they paid to achieve a specific result and they get a fixed fee based on that result? 4, the ability to subcontract or delegate. A contractor is able to delegate or subcontract out the work to others while an employee can't. 5, provision of tools and equipment. If the tools are provided for you, you're generally an employee. If you need to provide it yourself, you're more likely to be a contractor. 6, risk. If something goes wrong, who is liable? Is it the business or you? And finally, 7, goodwill. Who is the one generating the goodwill from the work being done? Is it you or the business? Why is this distinction important? This is because currently, contractors don't receive superannuation for their work, except in certain cases that I've got listed here. I'm not going to go into it because it's a lot, but I've got it up on the screen now. To sum it up, this is for like sports people, actors, and people who work under contracts that is wholly or principally for their labor. Why would a business want someone to be classified as a contractor over an employee? So there's a few reasons. So the contract is not going to be included in the business insurances. So they save costs there. They also don't need to pay annual leave or sick leave, saving costs there. They also don't need to pay superannuation. Other than the situations I just mentioned, saves more costs. Basically, it's all about cost cutting and maximizing the profit of the business. Okay, now what from the other perspective? Is there a reason someone doing the work would want to be considered a contractor? There is. So if you can show that you're not an employee, but you've got your own business that contracts out to other businesses, you can try and reduce your personal tax liability by allocating some of the income to other people, such as your spouse. And you might say that they work for the company and you pay them a salary. If, for example, you brought in $100,000 as a contractor, you could try and pay your spouse 50 grand as an admin assistant or something. And then they pay tax on two people at $50,000 instead of one person at 100, which results in lower tax overall owing. The ATO has figured out that people, they're trying to exploit the tax system this way. And so there's PSI rules to stop this from happening. PSI stands for Personal Services Income. So income generated from you personally doing your work. Hopefully I've been able to give you a better understanding around sham contracting and PSI. If you've got any more questions, please feel free to drop a comment below and I'll answer if I can. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you on the next one.